Hope everybody is doing safe. I don't know if you guys feel this, but I definitely feel that India has become a part of this tortoise and the rabbit story, wherein at the initial stages of the pandemic, India was right on the money, was helping the entire world with the pandemic. Then suddenly we went to sleep, wherein the rest of the world is slowly moving forward, like the tortoise. If you have to look at what went wrong, we'll have to first blame ourselves as citizens because we dropped our guards. We believed in the rumors that India's immunity is so strong that the second wave would never hit us. We dropped our guards when it came to wearing our masks. There's so many other examples that we can give. I can still tell you that there are marriages happening with 2,000 guests attending. There's a farmers' protest happening still. So there are hundreds of examples. Well, am I saying that the government did not have any part to play in this? Definitely not. Whether it's the central government or the state government, they have failed at certain junctures and they have been successful in certain things. Whether it is to do with accumulating oxygen when they were aware that the second wave's about to hit us, wherein we have proof enough to say that in the month of January and February there were letters sent to the state governments saying that the second wave is about to hit us. So what did the central government do or the state government do to see to it that we had enough oxygen, we had enough vaccination? They missed out a lot of things there. Whether it was conducting elections in Bengal or anything, was it absolutely necessary? Well, if I have to give down a list as to what went wrong and what went right, I can make a 1 hour video or 2 hour video on that. The sole reason why I did not come up with a video in the past 10 days was because I did not want to contribute to the panic which was already being created by just spreading negative news. So I am here to give 2 solutions. But before giving those solutions, I would also like to say that once you set up a rule that you're going to lock down the country or the city or a state, the rule should be applied to each and every one. Now, the farmers' protest that has been carried out for last 4 months will act as a main cause for spreading corona in the region of Delhi. Now, the court has already said that the law is withheld for about 1.5 years. So the people there should be moved. Whether you have to use force or not, if you can convince them, good. If you cannot, use force. Because it can't be one rule for a certain section of the society and another for the other. Now, we all know vaccination is the only way out. Now, the numbers that are being portrayed, yes, the numbers are great. But then you'll also have to understand that statistics is like a bikini. It reveals most of it but hides the most vital parts. You need to understand that the numbers that are shown includes both first dosage and the second dosage. So we'll have to just look at the number of people who are vaccinated with the first dose of the vaccination, which is not even 10% of our population. So yes, there's a lot of work left. So here are 2 solutions that I would like to suggest. If you think that the solutions are good enough, I'm not even asking you to subscribe to the channel. Please share the video enough so that it can reach the right authorities. So the first solution I'd like to suggest is, when we had problems with vaccination, it was the private sector which delivered. When we had problems with oxygen, it was the private sector which delivered. So we know for a fact that private sector mostly 99% of the times delivers. So instead of just having vaccination centers in a hospital, you can also have vaccination centers in places like industrial areas, wherein a certain amount of doctors are allotted to them. And if a corporate office starts implementing the rule that if you are not either registered for vaccination or not yet vaccinated, whether you're working at home or whether you're working in an office, you would not be allowed into the office and you would not be paid for the days till you get your vaccination registration done. I'm again stressing it's the registration that I'm talking about, because there might be a delay with vaccination because of shortage of vaccines as well. So until and unless somebody is registered for vaccination, they should not allow their employees to work, or even if they're allowing them to work, the pay should be held until and unless they register themselves for vaccination. That would mean that a huge chunk of our population would get vaccinated for sure. The second solution I would like to suggest is, just like we conduct our elections, why don't we conduct our vaccination programs? So divide it into wards, just like you do it for elections. And if you get your Aadhaar card and voter ID, which is from the same ward, then you get the vaccination. Even if you do not get the voter ID which is from the same ward, you still go ahead and get your vaccination done. And once your Aadhaar is updated, we know what amount of the population is vaccinated and which amount of the population is not vaccinated. Now, it's not that you just do it in a 2-day period or a 3-day period. Allot 1 week for each ward. So if the corporate sector is taking care of that section of the society, and if the rest is taken care by the hospitals and the election wards, then what actually happens is your population is getting divided. So the spread of corona is avoided because of the population getting divided, as well as you're minimizing the work on the healthcare workers. And you would get a clear number as to how many people are vaccinated. That just like in elections, it would be on these particular days that we would get vaccinated. So the rush at the hospital is blocked, and instead of having it for 2 days or 3 days per ward, we can have it for a week, so that even in the wards, there are not many people rushing in for the vaccination. The only way we can come out of the situation that we are in is through herd immunity. And if we have to get our herd immunity in India, we have to get vaccinated. So if you have any hesitancies, please understand that the chances of you dying while you're walking on the road is more than the chance of you dying because of the vaccination. So not only you also get your vaccination done if you're above 18, please also encourage people who are above 18 to get the vaccination done, because if 70 to 80% of our population is already vaccinated, then there is no chance that corona can defeat us. And guys, if you think that the suggestions that I have offered are good enough and if they can be shared with people, please go ahead and share the video. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Ciao till then.